such a horrible period. So bank people came to our house and they cleared out our offices. So it was really terrible period. So those 6-8 years, I shudder to even think of those 6 years.
So the take home from this is, do not borrow from your friends and relatives, one. Second, if possible, do not borrow from the bank. Go for equity.
You can borrow from your friends and relatives, but in terms of real equity, they should also know what is the risk with it.
Correct.
So major learning, get money through equity. Do not borrow. Am I right?
Correct. So in 2006, I started searching for equity. I said this, if I want to grow, this debt route is not a good way to grow. So I started pitching for different funds. And I got such a fund in 2009. I started in 2006 and I could get money in 2009 after 3 years of struggle. So now ours is the only company in entire country which is having foreign direct investment into public transport. And that too from institutions like International Finance Corporation, Commonwealth Development Corporation, Canada Fund, so all reputed institutions.
So after all these setbacks, that is the time when you started Abhi now focused approach and growth approach. Correct?
Correct.
So that is the time when you went into all this like city bus, intercity bus, bus tours, holidays, MICE, what is hop on, hop off, rentals.
Yes.
So tell us more about your expansion phase. Correct? 2007 to?
Correct. So as I said, I have a habit of going through different laws and different schemes of the government. So in 2008, I found out there is a JNNRM scheme which is floated in 2007, which promotes public transport and PPP models. But it requires a lot of money. So I started pitching that to different investors. And in 2009, we got one fund, so such funding. So then we started pitching it to different cities. So our first experience, again same mistakes, we keep on making mistakes. So first mistake, we entered into contract with Jalgaon city bus service. So loosely worded contract, we had to withdraw from that contract within 2 years of operation, because that contract said that city corporation will help us in getting concession reimbursed, like how it is given to MSRTC from state government. So till it reached 80 lakh rupees, we also thought that we will get. And ultimately, state government and local government and everybody raised their hands and they said, we cannot give it to you. So we said, fine, thank you. Then we also cannot serve you further. So we withdraw those buses, took them to Ahmednagar, started something new. Similar thing happened in Ujjain. We started our city bus operations in Ujjain. But because of previous traditional systems, we could not even go near to our own bus stops. Government bus stops are fully geared by these autos. They have those tempos. So you cannot go near to your own bus stop. So we had to withdraw from there. So there are so many learnings which we had. But we still continued going into multiple cities. And last year is the first year when our company turned into profits. Because of sudden expansion, all of you must be knowing that when investor comes into your company, he increases your overheads like anything. The first thing what he does is increases your overheads. So I became wise. So after 2-3 years of dealing with them, I again started reducing my expenditure. So just to give you an example, in 2009, our corporate overheads were somewhere around 70 lakh rupees per annum. Today, last year, after 6 years of operation, that time we were not even in single city. Today we operate out of 6 cities. That time our turnover was 25 crores. Today it is 250 crores. And today our corporate overheads are 55 lakh rupees per month. So from 70 lakh rupees per month to 55 lakh rupees per month, turnover from 25 lakh rupees to 25 crores to 250 crores. So it is very essential, even after investment, you should put your foot down that these are the things which are, because they bring on so many consultants, different kind of consultants. You need to have those all big fours. So and ultimately whatever money they give you, it is your money. They are taking equity out of that money, so that is in real sense your money. But whenever you take such money, for the first time you are under obligation. You feel obligated to them. You think it is their money, they are investing. It is not so, it is your money. But I realized it after 3-4 years of working with them.
So during this time, you also won a lot of awards. Almost we could see like 10-12 of them. Which was the major that you would like to mention?
So first award in 2011 what we got. Before that I got that Best Entrepreneur Award, etc. etc. But the national award we got it in 2011, which was for Best PPP model for Bhopal city. Here what you see in Pune, for example, city corporation is paying PMPML annually something like 100 crores or something as subsidy. Best is losing 650 crores per annum. DTC's last year loss is 3,200 crores.
Fantastic.
On this background, last year we have given 2.5 crores of royalty to city in Bhopal. So in 2011 we got Best PPP Initiative Award. So that was our, I would say, biggest moment of joy.
So what I can understand is that government today runs 8% of the buses and makes a huge loss. The private players run 92% of the buses and pay royalty to the government. So it's like a dumb man's question. Why is private sector not being encouraged, and what should government do to encourage your private sector? In case there are some government officials here, we can probably try to send the message across.
See, one thing is this transport sector is neglected for last several years. Our acts are very old. They are written by Britishers. They are written to protect railways, because in that point of time Indian Railways was owned by Britishers and road transport was taken care of by private operators. Till 75 we were required to take NOC from railways to cross border. Suppose if I need to go from here to say Belgaum, so it is Karnataka border, I needed NOC from Indian Railways just to get that permit. In 1975 this All India permit came into existence, and that is how now you can fly across the country anywhere. But still taxation is so huge and there are so many barriers. So government's priority is not transport. Secondly, government started in 1951 when they started this state transport undertaking thing. They nationalized most of the transportation in 1974 at the time of Indira Gandhi. Because that time there was no private sector who could provide buses in such a large number in organized manner. That is why it was nationalized. But on one side you have government which regulates, and on the other side you have government which competes. So you are competing with government. So naturally you always get step motherly treatment.
So is your message close on all government transport and let the private sector have its freedom?
No. my message is on all the